Welcome everybody to the World of Tanks replay. My name is Maxwell and this one is from the user MPH. He's driving the T110E5 on a standard battle on the swamp. T110E5 is a tier 10 heavy tank for the Americans and a beast of a heavy tank it is as well, as you're about to see. Pretty good matchmaking for both sides, a whole bunch of tier 10s, a couple of tier 9s and then the rest tier 8s. Well, this one could be a cakewalk for either team. But this one is going to be a close game. Taking a slightly unorthodox approach here. Normally you find the heavy tanks go down the 1-2 line. But to be honest, when you're spawning in the north spawn like this, going down the 1-2 line can be a bit of a risk, because you can have fast tanks and heavies from the opposite team get into much better positions than you can get into. So coming to a position like this can be advantageous for yourself and for your team. Not only that, with the excellent armor that this thing has, the tanks that it's likely to meet up here are going to find it very difficult to do any damage to the T110E5. The only downside with this tactic that you have to be aware of is that you will be leaving your team in the south a tank short, and you leave yourself open to losing that flank. So MPH is the first one here. They've got a couple of light tanks in the area, keeping an eye on who's coming in. And there is an IS-3A coming up. Batchat 25 comes around the corner, sees the T110E5. And I think he's trying to decide whether he should pop out and try and have shots at the T110E5, but I think, as you're about to see, he decides that discretion is the better part of valor, and he just gets himself away. Beautiful hit there to take out the Batchat's track, and it looks like he may be reloaded before the Batchat gets away. There we go. He does get away before the. He does get another hit on the Batchat before he gets into cover. Now he's going to poke out and try and get another shot at this TVP T5051. He goes running off as well, but it looks like he is in a serious bit of trouble now. He's trying to run, but he's realised that there are enemy tanks down to the south as well, so he's got nowhere to go. The TVP T5051 does have a good enough gun to penetrate the T110E5, so I'm not sure what manoeuvre he was trying to achieve there, why he came forward when the Batchat retreated. Now he's going to try and find something on this WZ. As he is running, doesn't quite land that shot, has a cheeky snapshot, but not quite. WZ continues running. He's decided that this flank isn't going particularly well. He takes a hit through the side as well. You can see the shell velocity on this tank is great. You don't have to lead your target by very much at all. There's the Batchat in the distance there. He realizes he's been spotted, so he starts to fall back. Has a shot at him, but that one gets eaten up by the track, as tends to happen with the Batchat, as it has very large tracks. You can see they've completely dominated the north of the map now, but they are losing very significantly in the south. You're going to have to be careful here. You can see the allied team is arranged across the ridge here, with the guys from the north moving down this 9-10 line. MPH taking more of a central route. Takes a hit in the side from that Ferdinand. Ferdinand starts to back away. That one just bounces off the front armor, which isn't a surprise considering he was backing down a hill. But he's not got another target to shoot at, so he may as well have a speculative shot there. And there we go. The allied team has completely lost the south. To be honest, an IS-4, Kneven and T-32 have kind of just held back at the D line. And to be honest, if those guys had pushed in and tried to help the team, they may not have lost that one quite so quickly. But as it is, they stayed well back there for some reason, even though they didn't have any I can't imagine them having any shots on anybody from there. Lovely shot on the T-30. Is the T-30 going to risk one? He does. But that one just misses the cupola there. A little bit of a weak spot for the T110E5 is this large cupola. You just have to be careful where you hit it. As you can see, it is quite well rounded and angled. Obviously, he's going to penetrate a Waffenträger Panzer IV. Now going to see if we can get another one on this T-30. The T-30's come way too far over the hill, but the trollish armor of the T-30 coming into effect. Luckily, the armor of the T110E5 also saving MPH from any damage. Gets a great shot through the low plate of the Tiger 2. Tiger 2 is focusing on the RU-251, and it looks like the cavalry has arrived. The AMX-50B Object 704 both coming into view. 50B takes a hit in the side as he's trying to focus on that IS-3. and everybody trying to get into position. MPH just fluffs that shot just a little bit on the Panzer IV. Got to be aware of this Tiger II from the side. Tiger II not going to fare very well against a T110E5, but when he has side and rear armor, that's going to be a completely different story. Gets a great shot onto the 50B. The thing is, even if the 50B is reloading at this point, he has enough hit points to just tank through the shots, and then he's going to be able to dish out a huge amount of damage to the heavy tank of MPH here. But it looks like nobody quite wants to come up the hill here and deal with this situation. 50B probably waiting until he's reloaded, and hopefully they can arrange for them all to come through together. But in the meantime, the push from the left hand side has come all the way up the flank, taking out those tanks that were sort of holding back just a little bit. 50B takes another hit. Looks like he was focusing on the Jagdpanzer E100. Takes a shot in the rear from the Object 704 that is there. Bounces one shot from the 50B. Just trying to concentrate here, trying to get himself as safe as possible. This 50B is not having a very good time at penetrating at all. He's able to get his front armor onto target of the Object 704, straight through the underplate as well. It was a great maneuver to be able to get his rear armor off the Object 704. Looks like he's firing high explosive ammunition, which is fair enough. It probably would have penetrated the rear armor, and he's more likely to do damage from the front. Takes out the 704. I think the 50B may be reloading, so I have no idea why he's running this way. He really should have stayed up on the hill there so that he had support. Got a shot through the track there, but it wasn't enough to take it out. The Jagdpanzer E100 fired at the 50B there as well, I think. It looks like he's up on the ridge, but he gets taken out by the Batchat now. Having a look to the right, because that 30 was last spotted in that location. There he is there. Doesn't want to take a hit through the side. He's only got 746 hit points left. Going to try and charge down this 50B, who, to be honest, knows exactly where MPH is coming from, so he should be running. He's a little bit too late. I'm not really sure what he's doing, actually. He's had a really weird game, this 50B. He's looking in completely the wrong directions, focusing on that RU-251 by the looks of it. Maybe he was a really weirdly programmed bot. That is a little bit unfortunate. So, we're going to have a little bit of reticule lag here, because my recording crashed halfway through there, so I had to skip the recording back just a little bit. So you're going to see a little bit of the reticule acting a little bit strange here. Manages to get alongside the 30, which is excellent, excellent work, especially because the 30 will be able to take out the T110E5 in a single shot. He's going to try and use this rock as cover, so MPH just goes all the way around it using the maneuverability of the T110E5. Gets another shot to take him out. That's kill number 4. But the game is very quickly slipping away from the Allies. It's now 13 kills to 11. There's himself and there's RU-251 left against another T110E5, a Batchat, Arty, a Tortoise and a Panther II. MPH moving up to try and link up with the RU-251. Going to see who he can find. We're going to speed this one up a little bit till we get back into the action. This is a little bit of a long game. Hunting for what he can. Finds the other T110E5. Unfortunately, he will be a 2-shot. He can't afford to take a hit. He is well behind cover, though. Not quite able to get a line of sight. There he comes flying over the hill. Gets a shot through his underbelly. He's got his heat loaded because, let's face it, you need to penetrate the shots at this point in the game. Going to maybe go for the commander's hatch. Can't quite get his reticule on target. So just going to give up on that one. Doesn't want to waste a shot. Is spotted as well, so has to be careful of the Batchat, although the Batchat is currently running from the RU. Light tank doing what light tanks do best. Decided to have a spin around just in case the Panther II or the Tortoise is going to come from the rear. That other T110E5 isn't going to come over the top anytime soon. Got to be careful here. So the Tortoise will have the rate of fire on him. As you see, it has an amazing rate of fire. What it doesn't have is an amazing maneuverability. He gets a hit onto him and takes him out. And the Panther II is in the distance there, but it looks like he's in just enough of a dip of the terrain. The Panther II doesn't have a line of sight. Panther II is going to find this one difficult, but it looks like the Batchat Arty did take out the RU. So now MPH has got to be careful. Almost taken by surprise there. But he gets his heat shell through the underbelly of the other T110E5. Now he's going to reposition. There could be another artillery shell coming in any moment now. Or is he going to hunt for the Panther? Panther comes charging in. I'm not really sure what he thinks he's going to do. Gets his track taken out. Maybe the Panther thought he was going to be able to flank around. To be honest, there's no real way that a Panther's going to be able to hurt the T110E5 from the front. As long as he keeps his armor angled. As you can see, not really able to do enough. And he's taking his track out over and over again so that this Panther can't flank. He's got a good rate of fire, but he doesn't have the penetration. Even with premium shells, that's going to be a big ask for a Panther 2 to be able to penetrate a T110E5, and that's kill number 7, and that's evened up the score nicely at 14 kills to 14. It's himself versus the Batchat Arty. Normally you would just call this a foregone conclusion, but we know that that artillery can duel, because he was able to take out an RU-251 1v1. So this could end up either way. It really depends who gets the drop on who. Scouting in the last known locations for the Batchat. There he is. He's heading over towards the base. He starts to turn himself around. That's probably the biggest mistake he could have done. Probably should have continued running because he had the forward momentum going. Can he get the last shot onto him as he disappears over the hill? Can he make it? He gets the shot. He gets the kill. What an amazing hit. That is kill number 8. That is the victory. And what a game played there by MPH. 8 kills. Radley Walters medal. A huge amount of damage. And an amazing, amazing game in the T110E5. Absolutely awesome. So thank you very much for sending that replay in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. Link for that's in the description. I've been Max Wallace. This has been a Wall of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.